Hello my friends, my name is Justine, I'm the Mermaid Seamstress, and today we're going to be taking a closer look at the new Finfolk Fabric tails. So when I say new Finfolk Fabric tails, I'm talking about any of the tails released on or after summer of 2020. These tails feature a brand new fabric, are printed in-house at Finfolk Production Studios, and are made in a new range of plus size inclusive sizes. So at the time of this video, we are just 2 days away from the Black Friday 2020 release. This release is going to feature some brand new fabric tails inspired by the Mermaid Carryall collection and also some other treats. And these tails are sure to go quickly. The last couple sales, all the tails sold out within hours of release. So if you have your eye on a particular tail this coming release or any release after this, so stay tuned to the end of the video where I tell you how you can get early access to the sale so that you don't miss the tail that you have your eye on. So here in front of me, I have my Navy Nightfall tail from the summer release collection. So let me walk you through the reasons why I love these tails so much. They have genuinely become one of my favorite tails that I own, and I absolutely love them. In previous releases, Finfolk Fabric tails have started at $365, and this price is going to vary a little bit based on the fluke design as well as whether or not the tail has fins. These tails have sizes ranging from extra small all the way up through 5X, making them the most size inclusive tail making company. Since their 2020 summer release, Finfolk has continued working with mermaids from the Society of Fat Mermaids to improve the quality of their fit in their larger sizes, as well as improve the accuracy of their size chart. Sizing for these tails is different than their previous neoprene fabric tails because of the quality of this fabric. This fabric is a 4-way stretch scuba knit, which means that it is super stretchy, super forgiving. When choosing your size for your new Finfolk Fabric tail, it's important to look at the size chart and go by the measurements on the size chart rather than assume your size based on your street clothes size. If you find that you are between sizes in any of the measurements on the size chart, we highly recommend that for the best fit, you size down in your size chart. I'm gonna give myself as an example for this. My waist measurement is a 2XL, my hip measurements are a 3XL, and my knee and ankle measurements are a 1XL. I decided, because I like my tails tight, to go with a 1XL tail, which is going to stretch a little bit in the hips and the waist, but this is a 4-way stretch fabric. This new fabric is a 4-way stretch fabric, so it is going to accommodate quite a bit of stretch without the pattern distorting or going white, which is something that I really appreciate about this line. So speaking of stretch, let's talk about this new fabric. This new fabric is a spacer fabric or a scuba knit. It behaves very differently from the neoprene of the previous tails. So this tail is super soft and super stretchy. Because it is a white base, the print on the tail itself is so much more vibrant and colorful, and there's a lot of depth visible in the pattern itself. Part of this also probably has to do with the fact that these tails are now printed at the Finfolk Productions studio, so they have the quality control now to make these tails absolutely gorgeous and super realistic. You can see that it pretty much looks as though it pretty much looks as if this tail is made of silicone, which I absolutely love. I've never seen a fabric tail look so realistic before in my life. So that is one thing that is really exciting me about these new, about them being able to print their tails in-house, is they can get a much higher quality resolution picture of the original silicone and make sure that all of that transfers onto this beautiful fabric which is nice and soft. Another great thing about this fabric is that it actually allows water to flow through it. So a lot of the problems with drag that we would see in their previous lines of neoprene tails is now completely eliminated because water can actually flow through this fabric. That also means that there are no drainage holes in the bottom of the flukes, which I haven't found to cause any problems. You can see in my last 2 swimming videos, fabric is perfectly sandwiched to the vinyl and there's no pillowing or air getting trapped in the fluke after getting it in the water. The flukes are the same full-size flukes that we have seen in other Finfolk Fabric tails. They are just as large as their silicone counterparts, which makes them absolutely amazing to swim with. Inside these flukes is a vinyl casing, just like before, although there has been some modifications to it in the new tails. To access the vinyl casing in these tails, we have to find an invisible zipper located on the side of the tail. As you can see, it's pretty much, like I said, invisible. You can't really tell it's there at all. This zipper, I believe, is longer than their previous zippers, which means that you can get the vinyl out of these tails super duper easily. We take a look at the inside of the tail. So this is what the vinyl casing looks like by itself. You can see that the screws have now been replaced with Velcro, which I believe is a whole lot easier, and they don't get lost at the bottom of the pool, and they don't accidentally fall out into your tail as you're swimming if you don't screw them on correctly. So as I said, they're really easy to change. You can just open up the sides, put your monofin in and sandwich it between. You have these 2 at the top, which keep the foot pockets nice and snug and keep it from moving around. You have these 2 at the bottom, which help to hold the vinyl casing together. And you have this one in the split of the tail, which keeps your monofin from sliding down and rubbing against your tail, the inside seam of your tail skin. So far, I have tried my Finnish Shooter monofin, my Mermaid Linden monofin, and my Finnish foil, all 3 of which fit in really easily. I would say that one other bonus to having the Velcro is that even if you have a tail that is a little bit wider than the Velcro itself, if you put in a tail that's too big, it'll simply go like this, and you can still fasten the Velcro out around the outside of the vinyl casing, so it's still going to hold your monofin in there, and it's going to hold it very, very snugly. You might notice that the vinyl is actually the same length on the top. This is something that is changed with the 2020 release, and I haven't had any problems with that whatsoever. It used to be that the front side of the vinyl was shorter than the back side, and I guess this was to prevent the front side from coming up so high that it rubbed your feet. But I found that this cut is low enough where you're not, the vinyl is never going to come above the foot pocket of your monofin, so you're never going to feel rubbing of this vinyl edge against your actual skin. Getting this back in the tail skin is super duper easy. You can just match up that end with the end of your vinyl. Pull it straight. Line up that little side fin into the corner of your tail skin. Match that up just like that. There's plenty of room, as you can see, there's plenty of room to get the zipper over the top of the vinyl. Then all you have to do, find the end closest to you of this, match it up with the vinyl on the side closest to you, and pull it through. Tuck in that little finny and zip it right up. I found that with the length of this zipper, I can actually change the monofin without taking the casing out of the tail, which makes things a whole lot easier for me. So because of how beautiful the print is, because of how vibrant it is, because of the way that the fluke is designed and the vinyl casing accommodates your choice in monofins, this tail swims like an absolute dream. I have no problems with how this swims in videos. It looks great, pretty much as realistic as any silicone tail that I have ever seen. With the proper monofin, like a Finny Shooter or a Finny's Wave, or even the Mermaid Linden monofin, you can actually get a lot of power out of this tail, so I would say that you could definitely take this in open water. You can also change out the monofin to something like the Finny's Foil if you're going to be doing dry land shoots, or if you're going to just be using it for posing in a pool, or if you're going to be taking it somewhere like a tank where you have a little bit of a confined space and you need that flexibility. That's one thing that I love about this tail. Another thing that to being able to take out the monofin helps with is transport. This tail is quite light. It's only a few pounds, and even with the vinyl inside of it, you can fold this down quite small and fit it in your regular luggage or even a backpack, and carry it with you without too much problem. And at the end of the day, when you would like to dry your tail, you can actually take the vinyl out quite easily, even when it's wet, and put your tail skin in a dry bag or roll it up in a towel and carry the vinyl separately, so that you don't have a dripping wet tail all over your car, which is very, very nice and very, very useful. It makes it a whole lot easier to travel with this tail than other tails of its size. So if you're really interested in getting one of the Finfolk Fabric tails from the new Black Friday line, I would highly recommend that you increase your chance. I would highly recommend getting a pods. So if you've been looking at the Black Friday line and you are super duper excited for one of the designs, I would highly recommend investing in a Pod Squad membership to get 1 hour early access to the sale, and that will give you a much higher chance of getting the tail that you want in the size that you need. So to do that, you can go onto Finfolk Productions and purchase a Pod Squad membership for $35. This is a lifetime membership. It gives you access, not only early access to new release sales, but it also gives you access to the Pod Squad exclusive Facebook page. Another tip for making sure that you get the tail that you would like on Black Friday or on any other release day, or on any other tail release day, is to make sure that you go on to finfolkproductions.com, set up an account already with your address and payment information so that you can make your checkout as fast and as efficient as possible so you don't lose anything in your cart. I would like to extend a huge thank you to Finfolk Productions, as well as the other Finfolk Productions ambassadors, for all of your amazing hard work on these gorgeous new tails, and I am so excited to see everything that you guys come out with in the future. Until then, I wish you all a happy Thanksgiving, a happy Black Friday release, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye, fish friends!